It's
Yeah.
gonna be okay, actually. It's gonna be okay.
That's gonna be
We
okay.
had a rough Monday.
We did.
I know, it's like,
But I will tell you, I just found out that they are doing remakes of part two. And you know, sometimes you have movies where people cry out, you know, for a remake, right? I didn't hear anybody crying out saying we need a Beetlejuice 2. You know, they're making Beetlejuice 2. They're doing the Fall Guy. It's like, who are the people who cried out and said,
they're doing another Karate Kid. No.
And Roadhouse, they're doing Roadhouse.
yes,
Oh, I just saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
did somebody cry out and say,
Jackie Chan's gonna be the Karate Kid though.
come on? Mhm.
Yeah.
With Jaden Smith.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Did anybody cry out for these though? They're just remaking a lot of stuff. I guess they can't come up with new ideas.
I'd cry out to watch just regular Roadhouse again, Joe. You can have a Roadhouse in the courtroom if you want.
Hey, okay.
Be nice.
Oh, but you know what else is coming that nobody asked for? And you know, I would sing it, but I don't want people to be swayed by my angelic voice.
Oh.
Tell us, Judge, tell us.
They are coming out, never ending story.
Oh,
No, you can't remake.
You can't, I don't know who's going to be cast in it. Who are they bringing?
It's gonna be a trio.
A train.
Mhm. Who's going to be cast as the horse?
Oh my God.
So, yeah. But yeah, they're redoing that. And guess what they decided to do? As though we haven't seen enough. Alien Romulus.
yes, I saw it.
Oh, I saw that one. I saw the.
But what can I say? I'm going to go see Ghostbusters because I figure once you start, you got to end it. I think I've seen Tremors Part 10.
Trimmers.
You got to end it. All right, everyone. Please confirm Mr. Scott McCrum is here. We're going to take our recess exactly at noon. I'm going to call the docket. Could I have the docket back?
Do you need a copy, Judge?
Oh, no, I have it.
Okay.
I was just letting my mentees have it. Oh, when I call your name, please stand. Let me know you're here. Michael Ugui. Michael Ugui. UGWU.
Ugu.
Ugu. Okay. Jamarian Simmons. Jamaria Simmons. Is that the afternoon? Oh, that is the afternoon. You're right. Thank you. Paul Cantu, custody. Donnie Alvarez, custody. David Vargas. Thank you. Custody, Tyrone Laird, David Vietti. Okay. All right, thank you. Robert Montez. Robert Montez. And custody is Jacob Bruno, Adolph Lopez, Pete Castillo, Brian Sanchez. Thank you. Edward Garcia, custody, Darian De La Rosa, Christian Segovia, Jesus Lopez, custody, Keith Hunt. Thank you. Sarah Wilson, Soto Victorino, Maciel Amarez Martinez, custody, Terrence Bowie. Thank you. De Jesus, custody, Matthew Hughes. Thank you. Jesse Arriaga. Thank you. Moya, custody, Daniel Alexander Ramirez. Thank you. Ruben Renteria. Thank you. Custody, Moya. Lozano, custody, Nicholas Boria. Thank you. Batiste, custody, Patillo, custody, Garza, custody. Is there anyone who's present and your name was not called? All right, everyone. I know attorneys are probably late because it's raining. And when you rain, usually you sleep late. But we are recessing exactly at noon. So if you don't want to have to come back in the afternoon, it will probably behoove you to get on your phone with your attorney and to let them know the 187 starts at 9 a.m. Otherwise, you're going to end up having to come back here in the afternoon. And anybody who wants to step outside and call their attorney, you're more than welcome to do so. And people remain seated.
David, Yeti?
Could I Oh, well, of course, I'm going to go see Ghostbusters. I did see Dune. I still think Dune with Sting is the best Dune, but let me see. Oh, yeah. Could I see the file on Geraldine Martinez?
I think it's good, hard work.
But yeah, so, but I always go to the movies to make sure I'm there for the previews so I can see upcoming movies that, yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that. I always love the action movies because with action movies, even if the storyline is not great, you can say, well, that was some good action. I will tell you, the last John Wick movie was action nonstop from beginning to end. I think this person is here for Martinez. I don't think they're on the docket, but there's someone in the waiting room. So we'll see when their attorney comes. Thank you. Scott McCrum. All right, these are my two mentees.
In April, 2 days.
Yes. And where are you guys from?
What's going on now that
Like it? How long have you been doing that? Oh, good. How many are in your class? Okay. And what is this, the leadership council that you're?
Yeah, but we have a job shuttle.
Oh. The job was here.
Job shuttle. So like, you know, there's some there's like.
It's your first day.
When's our status five?
Yeah.
Judge, they would have helped the trial would have been nice.
Yes.
Well, not that far.
No. But they had a chance to, Michael DeLeon took them to see a sentencing. He did. So they had a chance to do that. They had a chance to tour upstairs with the DA's office. And then they went to the back and almost got locked in one of the cells. I'm just joking with that. But
That's fun. You don't see every day, right?
Yeah.
You be back there, yeah.
But do you have any cards?
Both.
Oh, yes. Do you have any cards with you?
Cards, yes.
And could you let them know what you're here for today?
I'm a. I need the
Jenny
best.
Martinez?
Hey, I'm hopeful. Yeah, quickly. So. But if you come in first, like now, it's one of the earliest items you had. Yeah, it's not very okay, so now it's just. Review that. That's a process. That's why I was there. Any other. Walked in there. That's how you doing.
Hello, how's it going?
Good.
Oh, this is seven. Okay. I thought this one, this one. Whoa, my least favorite. Don't get a change. Or maybe. Family stuff. But my favorite part,
Yeah.
but that's what I like most. Just two company people that are down there. All right. Really a lot of times in the part of crimes, you don't have a lot of stuff. It's just, you know. And they did for some. Sure, and just being able to. Good. You know.
Well, yes.
Okay.
So,
It's the possession,
that's
where you grant them that,
What's
like, three people, three or four people on the phone.
right, well, you just gotta be serious about your studies. And really, because we do well in every subject. My subject. So, that way, but really, it wasn't anything that I did or talking about. Even all of a sudden, could be interesting.
Yeah.
He was already in the second year of college. That's what he did. He did away. But he did study, could make good grades, and because law school. It takes a minute. I don't know what it is.
Go ahead and step outside. Yes, it's just that. Nope. Come on.
And so, I guess I kind of got a question, what with my advice on how to get to. Is you get to study. It has to be, that's all I was doing. All right. You're welcome.
And then if you all want to step down, this is the prosecutor's table. That's a prosecutor as well. All right. All right, so state, we have two mentees at the court from Young Women's Leadership Academy. So they're probably going to be coming down, asking you all questions.
Heck, yeah.
All right.
Pull up a second chair over here too. It's on the cool side, you know. These guys.
Oh, Zach, I
Yes.
took the third chair and put it up here.
Oh, then I'm the third chair judge.
You're so funny.
Do you mind if can I move it back if that's all right?
Yes.
Anything here? And we just love it. Oh, and if you're talking about the.
What that means.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
This is the chair that I'm sitting in.
Mr. First roll, sir.
You said for that.
You're fine. Thank
That's
you.
right, so.
I recognize it.
I'll show you.
Yeah, I have something else, I'll be back. This morning. How we go? Good, thank you. On Beatty, can I get him out of here at least?
Yes.
No, I don't mean out of there, I mean out of.
Yeah, but you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we excited this year. Yes.
Some of us turned out okay, I like to
Yeah.
Keith Hunt. Thank you.
All right, David Vietti.
Good morning, Judge.
Oh, good morning. You're on this side now, counsel.
Sorry.
No problem. It was changed for security reasons. Always follow what the deputies want me to do.
Okay.
All right, so what's happening with this case? I see there's some allegations of new number ones.
I don't know what's going on with the case, Judge. I was just asked by his office this morning
Ah,
because Ernie is out of town. I heard he filed a vacation letter, but
okay. Okay.
yeah, he just,
All right. Do you know when he's going to be back?
I think by Monday.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, on this case, give me a reset for 2 weeks.
Good. Okay, hold on.
Then once he signed the reset form, I believe that'll be April 4th.
We can do April 12th. You want to do April 12th or April 4th?
April 4th.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Yeah, we can do April 4th.
All right. So once you sign the reset form, you're excused, and we'll see you back on April 4th.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you, Judge.
welcome. Vashan, do you need to speak with Mr. Vietti?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. And that's recalled for April 4th.
Me first.
You. Still. She called. I think, and he's not even that, so can't really do much with it. Quite.
I know we're done with it.
It's not just comfortable. I think she did before. But if I get the phone finding, but I can't do that yet. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna officially. Because I need to talk to her. But it's pretty good things. Yeah. Time or something. Okay. Well, what I could do is it's a condition. You need to go to trial and vote, but let's.
One does?
But instead we could not all one. One of the others. Might be basically kind of. Or let's see, she's. Let's just do this. We can put on families. I get the phone and find for sure.
He's on the NCS.
All I was trying to say is maybe in a different span of time, I want this so.
Vashan, the motion for early termination you sent me, that's a beautiful letter. Oh, I'm so glad Cassandra did well. I have signed the early termination for her. Yes, and I'm glad the class has helped.
He doesn't get funded. The two cases you have here. Yes, this is. But I just wanted to lay it all out there in case, however it goes. I'll explain. Here's the plan.
Good morning. Vashawn, on some of these, I know it says that they're continuing with Pam, but I'm just adding it to make sure everybody knows Pam is not to be removed.
Yes, we're not. We don't check on that. Okay. She's not. So we probably do. 2019. CR 49.
Oh, thanks. You know, that's because of my mom. You know, what my mom told me, she said, if you work every day and she's like, of course, you know, take care of your children first. But if you work every day and you can't afford to spend $20 on yourself a week, then what are you doing? So, yay. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I remember you when we were running around, brand new attorneys, running from court to court. You know, Laura is now in Austin. Yes, she works at the Capitol. And Lisa, no, she works in the tax section. So she's an attorney for them in that section. And then Lisa, I think Lisa works for an insurance company, but she's no longer in Texas, I don't believe. Yeah, I think she's in maybe Idaho or something like that.
Yeah. So I haven't really had, you know, that part. Yeah. Just let us know. We'll try to get it done. Yes, sir. Thank you. Morning.
Michael,
George.
good morning.
Evening? No.
No, hey, they're here. You set the bar high. So everyone else, they gotta meet the bar you set with them.
Sure.
No, they really enjoy it. So where are you today?
227th mostly, but I'm going to see Angelina right now.
Ah, tell Angelini my mom says hi.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll do that.
yeah.
I'll be back.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, of course. Take it once. That one's the. Sound like test. Study. Yeah. Really. Oh, really.
Jason, I don't know if this is criminal trial division or family violence, but they're requesting early termination. It appears that there's just fees and they've been on probation since 2017. And there are no violations.
Okay, I'll look it up real quick.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's gray. That's okay. No problem.
Maybe it's on there. For a while. So whatever reason you have to give it. So you just tell us you want, who's the judge. Yes. This is my boss. This asked me to resign. And I know nothing about this. As much as you know.
Is it?
They expiring in like a couple months or something?
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, all right, thank,
We'd be opposed as long as everything's paid up.
all right, thank you.
I was like, look, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Can I give this to you?
Yes,
This is not on today's docket yet.
look at you solving problems that are not on the docket.
Come on now.
Ah, so wait a minute.
Yes, and this is from Ally, so I can ask her any questions. You want to. I do not know much about this.
So before this, what do we mean missing?
I genuinely don't know, but I can.
All right, if I not,
Yes,
who's
ma'am.
missing?
I will,
Okay, thank
absolutely.
you.
If I read this to you in real time.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me, can you mute us for 1 second? Yes.
But you might.
Okay. It's Victoria Fernandez.
Just let her name down and I'll follow it.
You sure?
Yeah, then I'll. Yeah. Worry about it.
Okay. I have it. I'll see you later.
Antonio Martinez. All right, this is criminal trial division.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right.
This is a possession case,
Yes.
and they also have a family case awaiting indictment from about 3 weeks ago.
All right, what is the family violence case?
It's an assault, choking, strangulation.
All right, so where are we on discovery on the drug case?
I've got some more of the videos to get downloaded. We're in first setting today, Judge. I just got to get that to look at.
Okay. But the videos are uploaded?
The videos are available. There have been some challenges recently, getting access to stuff as far as the times. I've just got to make sure it's all there and get it all downloaded to my systems.
Okay. All right, and what is the status of the choking? Is that unindicted and just out there?
Yes, Your Honor, about 3 weeks old, so there's not much in the system present.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, if I can have a 45-day reset, that should give them time to look into the assault case. If they want to bring you over sooner, then your attorney can just request that. All right, we're going to come back on May 6th, and if you'll give them a reset form just in case he's released. And on this case, is there need to alter and amend conditions to include no contact with the complainant on the alleged new case?
We haven't had any contact with her, Your Honor. I think for now, that would probably be best just for community safety.
And what is the complainant's name?
If you might just give me 2 minutes, I'm happy to
Sure.
go to 2 pages.
I'm going to add a condition that there's to be no contact.
Bobby Martinez.
I'm sorry?
Bobby Martinez. No, is it Bobbie? Bobby Bobbie Martinez. No.
All right, he says it's Bobby Martinez. Bobbie.
BBIE.
BOBBIE.
All right.
Martinez.
So, Mr. Martinez, you're not to have any contact with Bobby Martinez. If you make bond and you have contact with her, what's going to end up happening is your bond most likely will be revoked by the magistrate judge. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have any questions?
And just to clarify, no contact means phone calls,
Oh, no,
text messages, telepathic, okay? No contact.
Just to let you know, I understand. I haven't had contact with. her.
Okay. Just
Right.
want you to understand.
No writing of letters, no, I'm sorry. Okay,
I already know. That's too, I mean, I already got my words out with her.
all right, thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Adriana, on this one, there's to be no contact with Bobby Martinez. Thank you.
It's like 4 or 6. May 6th.
Oh, okay. No, I'll do it. Can you give that to Zach and see if he has an idea of a bond amount? Or either he'll be remanded.
Yes.
And everyone, just give me a minute on Mr. Cantu.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
He made a decision, but he's trying to make it really clear.
Okay, no problem.
I think two.
Yeah, you can take a break because I have to do this,
Yeah.
reading of rights, magistrate's warnings. No problem. All right, Antonio Martinez.
Oh, he's in the back.
Oh, yes. And Mr. Robertson, on this one, are you all discussing a bond?
We were just discussing it.
Okay, awesome. And then I'll bring him out to magistrate him, but if you
That's
all,
exactly what we were talking about,
okay,
whether you would magistrate. There you go. So we'll deal with it here.
okay, awesome. And whenever you all are ready to bring him out, Deputy Laura.
Don't know the law.
All right, Mr. Martinez. I don't know anything about your case. The only thing I know is what you're being charged with. I'm going to give you what your rights are as it relates to that specific case. Do you understand?
Fully, no, ma'am, but I'm open ears.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through it. If there's something that you don't understand, let me know and I'll explain it.
Okay.
All right. So you're charged with assault, family choking, strangulation. You have a right to remain silent, which means you don't have to talk to anyone about this case if you don't want to. You have a right to hire an attorney. I believe this attorney has been appointed to represent you, Mr. Robertson. If you cannot afford an attorney, you can fill out an affidavit. And that affidavit is really your financial background to see if you can afford to hire an attorney or not. I'm making the assumption that since Mr. Robertson is appointed to represent you on the previous case, somebody has determined that you're indigent. And my understanding is that he's already been appointed to represent you on this case.
Not yet. Not yet.
We'll make sure that's done before he leaves here. You will have a time to talk to your attorney, a reasonable time. Reasonable time, there really is no definition for that per se, but you'll be able to speak with your attorney and talk about your case with him if you so choose.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have an interview with peace officers or police officers or somebody from the state, you have a right to have your attorney present at that interview. Once you start that interview, you can terminate it or stop it at any time. You're not required to make a statement. If you do make a statement, like they say on Beretta, anything you say can and will and may be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an examining trial. You have a right, if you're a foreign national, to consult with your consulate. There are procedures for requesting a court-appointed attorney. And you fill out your affidavit. If you need help filling out your affidavit, a clerk will help you fill that out, but you already have an attorney present for you. If you are appointed an attorney, that attorney must reach you by the next business day. So it's almost 10, so they'll need to contact you by the next business day at 10. Do you wish to be interviewed for a court-appointed attorney? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you understand everything that I've just gone over with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about these rights? All right. So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have you sign this. Have you all made an agreement with regards to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, we've discussed something in the range of, for these types of cases, Your Honor, something in the range of 15 to 20,000, the state would respect the clause.
All right.
I would ask the court to consider it on the low end of that, Your Honor. I don't think he's going to be able to make bond. I'm going to talk to his girlfriend when we get done today, and I may end up having to file a motion for bond reduction. He was bonded out on his possession case by the Therapeutic Justice Foundation, but we don't believe they're going to post bond on a new case.
They're about to pull their name from my bond right now, so I'm not gonna be getting that.
I'm sorry, what?
They said that if I got in trouble, right, again, when I really wasn't trying to, anyways, they said that they're gonna pull this up in my bond, so to me, I'm just screwed. But I'm not giving up. I got nobody to help me, so it's all good.
Okay, so here's my question. Have you ever, and let me have you raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Are you Antonio Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
So I have a few questions for you. It's as it relates to the bond. It's not anything to do with your case. Have you ever had any mental health diagnosis? Well,
Yes, ma'am, my apologies.
all right. You say bipolar and what else?
Bipolar, psycho, schizophrenia, ADHD. Also, I have insomnia, Asperger's syndrome. And I forgot what the other one was. Those are the main ones that I have on top of my head.
All right. Any drug use of any kind?
Marijuana.
Anything else?
I haven't. No.
All right.
No, but what I was taking was Adderall because I really have been doing my best to stop. I mean, like everything else. So I was taking Adderall, but they weren't prescribed. That's my honest statement.
All right. And if you were released, do you have a place to stay or no?
My job. I have a job over at the towing yard over there off of Bender. I got it. I've been working there for a week already. He's got me a little trailer that I can stay.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. There's a $20,000 bond, no contact with Bobby Martinez. I'm going to request a mental health evaluation for him and a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. And we'll do drug treatment. And I'm going to ask that the fees are waived. So if he can sign that, counselor. All right, and with regards to your living situation, if you're homeless or something of that nature, if you'll let them know at pretrial services, they'll probably work with you and find a place for you to stay. I'm sorry? Pretrial services. So pretrial services is going to monitor this.
You have a place to live?
Just that time, just my job and other than
Could I see that document that I guess? Thank you. All right, if there's nothing else, you are excused.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, who's here on Paul Cantu?
I am Judge. I'm not on this country.
And counsel, for some reason, in your file, I do not have the, here it is, it was hidden. I was going to say the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Diana, are you ready? All right, everyone, please make sure you whisper. Court is calling 2023 CR 5795, State of Texas versus Paul Alexander Cantu. Can our parties announce for the record for the state?
Jason.
Defense.
Ted Wood representing Mr. Cantu.
And are you Mr. Cantu?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea on February 5th of no contest to the offense of arson. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State is silent on your application. And there's restitution, if any, to KFM Partners LTD. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
I have.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the state is silent. Defense, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client, or do you have witnesses?
Judge, I don't have any witnesses. I have a couple of things to say. Mr. Cantu was interviewed as a potential participant in felony drug court.
Mhm.
I spoke with Judge Glenn. Judge Glenn expressed a willingness to take him into drug court. I've spoken to Mr. Cantu this morning, Judge, and his awareness of the requirements of participation in drug court. In his mind, he does not think that he can make the daily phone calls, that he can make the appointments. He doesn't have a home. He doesn't have any of the things that he sees as foundational in order for him to successfully participate
Well,
in drug court.
Well, Mr. Cantu, felony drug court is to help you with your foundation, because usually people who enter into felony drug court, normally either they never had any foundation, or either their foundation is not stable. And that is part of the purpose of felony drug court, to give you the tools that you need to be stable.
I'm willing to participate.
All right, so he's saying he wanted to participate, because here's the thing. One or two things are going to happen. I'm leaning towards actually granting your application, and the reason why is because I know about the mental health issues that are in the PSI report, and based upon the stipulations, I know about that. So that is why I'm leaning towards giving you deferred. But there needs to be some sort of checks and balances with you, because I need to make sure that you're on your medications, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I need to make sure that you are in compliance.
I've been ordered to take medication already before through CPS.
All right, so see, here's the thing. That's why you either need to be in felony drug court, or either you're going to remain in custody, because the recommendation, part of the recommendation, if you're not in felony drug court, is to go to DDRF.
What does that mean?
That's an inpatient facility to help you with any type of mental health issues that are present.
That sounds a little more interesting to me. I'm interested in getting
Well,
mental health help.
Felony
Judge, I
drug
think
court will do that.
what I was going to say, Judge, is that, as you know, many times Judge Glenn will enter that as a, not so much a stipulation, but as a condition. And when the clients complete DDRF and then come into felony drug court. Additionally, Judge, the PSI said that there were some further evaluations that need to be done through Center for Healthcare Services that are not going to be able to be done until May.
Okay, and just one second.
Go ahead.
State, if you need to continue to confer, you may continue to confer. Yes, we're back on the record.
Okay, Judge, and Judge, I'm not doubting what they're saying about their timelines and their resource allocations. If these conditions, if these new evaluations are not going to be able to be completed until May, I'm asking that Mr. Cantu be released on some sort of GPS, personal bond, or something. So he's been in jail for close to a year right now.
All right, so this is what the court is going to do. You have a choice. Sometimes I can give people choices, sometimes I can't. Here's your choice. You can either go to felony drug court, or either you can go to prison.
Felony drug court.
See, problem solved.
Judge, it's a stark choice.
Yes. All right. So the conditions I'm going to give you are conditions that I'm going to give you. Felony drug court, once you're in there, officially in their program, they may change my conditions, which I always give them permission to do, because they're going to be seeing you on a regular basis and they will know you better than I know you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you're going to remain in custody until felony drug court takes you. Because this is Monday, they'll probably have you in their program no later than the end of this week. All right.
Yes, I think today's Thursday, Judge.
Yeah. Oh, today is Thursday. You know, I missed.
I'm always
2
looking out-
days.
I'm always looking out for you, Judge.
It's Friday Eve. Oh my gosh, how did I forget that? Well, it'll probably be next week at the latest.
Did I get out?
Hmm?
Did I get out?
Not necessarily. They may keep you in there.
Okay.
I'm going to order that you stay in custody until felony drug court accepts you.
Okay.
All right. And could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Paul Alexander Cantu.
All right, you mentioned CPS. Do you have children?
My rights were terminated, but I have one child.
All right, other than that one child, do you have any children,
Yes,
other children?
yes.
What are their ages?
16, 11, 2, and 3.
All right, and who are they with?
They, 3 of them, one is with their mother in Dallas. 3 of them are fostered out in the CPS foster system.
All right, I'm going to give you 8 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. There's to be restitution, if any, to KFM Partners Ltd. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Proof of employment or SSI within 45 days of release. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There should be regular random UAs. Referral to DDRF and probation, of course, felony drug court will come first. Defendant to remain in custody until accepted and, well, until transfer to felony drug court or DDRF. $200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the court will deem the 200 hours satisfied. Is there anything else, probation? Field visits, 1 time per month until further notice.
Judge, right now, Mr. Cantu indicates to me that he'll probably be, when he gets out, living at the Haven.
All right, we'll see what, that will be what felony drug court says.
That We've already started the process to get him evaluated for BDRF. They've already begun the mental health portion of that.
Mhm.
He does have an appointment with the Center for Healthcare Services on May 14th to continue, to try to get that all wrapped up.
Okay. All right, probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, no, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is, well, it is deferred adjudication, so it's not a felony conviction, but you know you're not going to be allowed to own or possess any weapons. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. We're off the record. Here's the thing, in this court, to be successful, communication is key. With felony drug court, communication is going to be key. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you need anything, you feel like they're not addressing anything, just let the court know.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, everyone, just give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, we have an interpreter here. Hi, it's always great seeing you. How are you?
It is my pleasure. I'm glad. How are you?
Oh, I cannot complain. It's Friday's Eve.
Exactly.
All right. Who's here on Juan Carlos Soto Victorino?
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Judge, I'm present for Jenny Zarka. I do not work for her office anymore, but she asked me if I was gonna be in the courthouse, and so I was, and so here.
Well, I mean, if you don't work for her office, I don't know if he's gonna have an objection to you standing in for her.
Well, it's a motion to withdraw, Judge.
Well, it depends on whether or not he has an objection to that.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
So, Mr. Victorino, do you know if you're gonna have an objection to this?
Yes.
All right, yeah, and this is set for jury trial. It's late in the date to be withdrawing.
And I will let her know.
Yes. So you all are set for jury trial, Ms. Ferguson? This is actually was set today, recall for jury trial. Can you give me a jury trial date on this case? How long do y'all expect to, you know what, set it for, let me see. State, would you all be ready to try this? April?
Judge, there are a lot of witnesses in this one.
It will be the only case that would be on trial.
If you could, Judge, it's probably gonna take 3 or 4 days to be on for a trial, so just give you a heads up.
All right. No, we can put it for, you can either do May 13th or April 22nd. I would suggest April 22nd. I mean, if you all are okay with that.
Your Honor, I will let Jenny know the date that the court gives.
All right, this is going to be set for April 22nd with Judge Angelini. And Norma, if you can call down to the jury room, because they're not going to have jurors for April 22nd. All right, so there will be jurors here and she will need to be here.
I'll let her know.
Are you okay with April 22nd? Okay,
Would it be excused, Judge Shane?
yes. Do you have any questions, Mr. Soto?
No, it's fine.
All right, I'm sorry, let's go on the record briefly. Court is calling 2023 CR 2764A and 2023 CR 2763A, State of Texas versus Juan Carlos Soto Victorino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar, State of Texas.
Sean Simpson, appearing for Miss Jenny Zarka's office.
And we have an interpreter. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do your own.
All right, you may lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Carmen Tarragona Sáez.
All right, and are you Juan Carlos Soto Victorino?
See,
Yes.
All right. This attorney is standing in for your attorney, Jennifer Zarka. Do you have any objection to him standing in for this motion to withdraw?
see,
Yes.
All right, then we cannot even hear the motion to withdraw.
yes, Judge.
So this is coming back for jury trial on April 22nd. Mr. Soto Victorino, you'll be dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different for trial, you'll need to speak with your attorney for clothing exchange.
Okay.
Okay.
Pero apenas es la primera oferta que me están dando, ¿por qué no vamos a ir a juicio?
But this is only the first offer they are making to me. Why are we going to trial?
Mr. Victorino, this case has been on the court's docket since May of 2023. That is why you're headed to trial. Now, if you wish to enter a plea on that date, you're more than welcome to do so. But your jury trial is going to be April 22nd, unless there is an agreement that is worked out.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Is that all?
Oh, yes, motion to withdraw is denied. All right, thank you so
Can I be
much.
Excuse your honor.
Yes.
Have a seat.
He signed up.
Yes.
File.
All right, thank you. And I'll sign it and take care of that.
Thank you, Judge.
Who is here on Dunny Alvarez?
Judge Doug Campbell.
All right, where is Dunny Alvarez?
Donnie.
All right, everyone, we're going to go on the record. So if you all are behind the court reporter, if you'll move to the other end, please. Just give me a moment. Are you going to proceed without Ms. Chacon, or are you guys going to be asking for a reset?
Judge, I've spoken with Donnie, and he's okay with me.
Okay. All right. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 7391 and 2023 CR 7390, State of Texas versus Dunny Alvarez. Can I have parties announced for the record? For the state? Defense?
Doug Campbell, I make an appearance for Meredith Chacon, who represents the defendant already.
And are you Dunny Alvarez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Do you have any objection to this attorney standing in for Ms. Chacon?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Campbell, it's the court's understanding that you both are in the same law firm?
That's correct.
All right. All right, in each cause number, you entered a plea of no contest to the offense of aggravated robbery. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison, a $1,500 fine, affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. The state is opposed to your application. The cases will run concurrent. They're taken in consideration, 2023 CR 7392. And then there's to be restitution to Ginobili Villanueva, Ashley Villanueva, and Valentine Esquivel. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Any witnesses, state?
No, Your Honor. Just argument.
All right, defense, any witnesses?
Just my clients.
All right. You're already under oath. State your name for the record.
Donnie Alvarez,
Thank you, Judge. Donnie, how old are you?
19 family.
And briefly describe to the court what your upbringing has been to today. And if I need to help you out with some questions, let me know.
Think some questions for her.
Who was raising you when you were younger? Was it your grandmother, your mother, your grandfather, or somebody else?
I want to say my grandmother.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna have to speak up. If you don't speak up, the court reporter can't hear you. If the court reporter can't hear you, then I definitely cannot hear you. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense?
And when your grandmother was raising you, how old were you when she first started raising you, and how old were you when she stopped raising you?
Can't remember, but I want to say the age was around 12 when she stopped breaking.
So you, from the age of 12 until today, you've essentially been on your own.
Me and my brother essentially been on our own.
Okay, and how old's your brother?
Right now, he's 18.
And you were providing for him at the time of the incident, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've had an opportunity to go over this, the PSI report with me, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You understand that the court is going to have to grant community supervision, deferred or otherwise.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think you would be a good candidate for deferred adjudication in this case?
Because I know if given the opportunity, I wouldn't want to come back here at all.
Now, in the report, it indicates that you started using alcohol at the age of 13. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Can you describe what the effect that alcohol has on your ability to make good decisions?
Can't really describe it because I can't really remember.
Okay. Is it more likely than not that you're making bad decisions because of alcohol use
Yes,
and you use some other illegal substance? Is that correct?
yes, sir.
Do you think you'd benefit from getting some sort of substance abuse counseling?
Yes, sir.
Why do you think that would be beneficial to you?
Because right now, man, I think I need all the help I could get.
Okay. And you would also benefit from some job training, is that correct?
Yes,
And possibly a GED?
yes.
Why didn't you finish school?
Dropped out at a young age.
But why'd you drop out?
At the time, I had me and my brother to take care of, and I was trying to give my mom money.
Now, in this report, it indicates that the reasons, there's a very specific reason that led to you being involved in this case. Is that correct? What was your occupation at that time?
I was selling dope.
And do you want to stop doing that?
Yes, sir.
One of the ways you can help do that is through the job education that can be provided in deferred adjudication.
Yes, sir.
You understand that this recommendation also says that you should go to SATF. You familiar with that?
Yes.
Do you think you would benefit from a pretty strict drug treatment program?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking the court to make that part of your deferred adjudication?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'll pass.
All right, stay.
Your little brother's name is Danny, right?
Done.
Danny. How old was he when this offense was committed?
18,
Was he 18? Because he was sentenced as a juvenile.
17 at the time. Yeah.
And in the PSI, you indicate that it was your idea to commit this crime.
Yes,
And that Daniel did it because he loved you and he wanted to help.
yes, sir.
And you realized that there was a child that was in the home, right?
At the time, I didn't realize it.
But you're now aware that you pointed a gun at a child, a 3-year-old.
Unfortunately, yes, I'm aware.
And that the family, according to the PSI, what they said in their statements is that they no longer felt safe in their home and had to move because of what you did. Were you aware of that?
No, it wasn't.
So that is in the PSI. Nothing more from the state.
Donnie, are you sorry for what happened the day you committed this crime?
Yes, sir.
Tell the court why you're sorry and what effect it's had on you.
Why you're sorry
And what effect it has had on you.
I guess I would say I'm sorry because I don't think anybody should go through that type of incident.
And if you'd known that children were in the home or the child was in the home, would you have gone in there?
No.
What were your immediate thoughts at the time when you learned there was a child in the home?
At the time, I didn't know there was a child at the home at all until.
And why were you going to that home other than to rob the person?
But
From one of the residents?
yes,
Do you think it's a gross generalization that these people were so afraid of their home that they had to move when they were selling dope out of the home?
a little bit, yes.
Thank you, I'll pass.
Didn't you stay not that far from where the home was? You stayed in the same apartment, right? So you Ginobili, is that correct?
Yes,
You'd been there before to his home?
yes.
Ask us.
All right, so this is what I want everybody to know. I always read the stipulations and I read the PSI report. So do I know that they were selling drugs out of that home while they have little children there? Yes, because that's what's in the police report. Do I know based upon the police report, the stipulations, that you were going there pretending to want to buy drugs, but really you were going there to steal because maybe they had money in the home? So I understand all of that. Child Protective Services should be checking on those children in that home. So hopefully somebody is, because you shouldn't be selling drugs, but most definitely you should not be selling drugs when you have children in your house, because there are some assumptions of the risks, as we know from law school, that certain occupations have. And when you're a drug dealer, one of two things is going to end up happening. Either it's going to turn out to be Scarface with Al Pacino, or either you're going to prison, or either you're dying. That's what ends up happening. You're old enough to know better. So I'm going to deny your application. I'm going to find you guilty. Does anyone want to speak to the cap?
Yes, Judge.
All right.
Judge.
Yes.
Again, you heard that my client is young. He's had a pretty rough upbringing. We'd ask that you give him no less than 5 years.
Steve?
Judge, we ask that you hit the cap. What happened here, again, it's not just that he chose to involve himself here, but he chose to involve his underage brother. He had him go through this process. If it weren't for him, it's his idea, then none of this would have happened.
All right, why are you involving, you're still under oath, why are you involving your brother in this? Do you love your brother?
Yes, I love him, but that.
So why would you involve him in this, where he could have ended up getting killed?
At the time, I wasn't thinking straight, and you're the only other person I had on my side.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. In each cause number, the court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Cause numbers will run concurrently. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money around concurrent. There's to be restitution and no contact with Ginobili Villanueva, Ashley Villanueva, Valentine Esquivel. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. And credit for any time served. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing? All right, in each cause, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And the court is also taking in consideration 2023 CR 7392. We can go off the record. I understand that you may be sorry for what you did, or maybe you're not sorry. Maybe you're just telling me what I want to hear. But if you don't change your life, what's going to end up happening is there's always somebody that's bigger and badder than you, and your life may not turn out well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And don't be involving your younger brother in this and he's over there by himself without your protection. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. We're done with Alvarez. All right, who are we on? Terrence Bowie? And everyone, the court is recessing exactly at noon. Hello.
Hi, Judge.
Hi. So what is happening?
Be related to the offense except for the search warrant and affidavit that I needed to evaluate. Now, I checked with the state this morning and they verified that it is uploaded now.
Okay.
But I have not had time to.
All right, State, were you able to tender an offer today? Are you able to tender one today?
Oh, actually, there is an offer here, but I'm sorry.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, how old are you, sir?
23.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, call this for 1 month. That's your plea deadline date. What that means is after this point, the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's if you decide to enter a plea. You can also decide that you want a jury trial. All right, what date? All right, why is that a? All right, we'll be back on April 23rd. All right, just sign the reset form and then you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Yes. Brian Sanchez. All right, we're here on a motion to revoke.
Yes, sir. And Judge, really quick, make sure the court's aware, so you did pick up 3 new offenses. And looking at e-discovery, all we have in each one is just the support, so we were just asking for a little bit of time. I've already reached out to our investigator to get the outstanding evidence in the other cases. I'm thinking it's video of what happened.
And it's Texas DPS, so it's not SAPD. That's part of the issue.
All right, Norma. Set this for a contested and set it. Let me see. It's gonna have to be set. Put it at the end of April. That week of April 29th. All right, your contested hearing is going to be for April 29th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you need to sign the reset form and then you're excused. Vashon?
Yes, sir.
Brian Sanchez is set for a contested on April 29th. Nicholas Bora? Who's? All right, thank you. So compliance hearings, those are when people are on probation and maybe there's some issues, or maybe they need to talk to me about something, or maybe there needs to be some change in their conditions so they could be successful. So this is a compliance hearing for Mr. Bora. And okay, I don't see. Thank you. All right, so why are you testing positive?
Just because I was using weekly,
All right, are you still using? When's the last time you used?
February 12th.
All right,
I
so
did take a UA right now and it tested positive. I did take a pill. I didn't know what it was, but it was only because I have pains from.
no. You know you're on probation and nobody's to be taking drugs just because they're in pain. You're taking what somebody gives you. That's what they have Tylenol for. So it appears that you have a major drug problem.
Mhm.
So what's going to end up happening is you are going to go into custody today. And we can try felony drug court.
Yes,
Are
Judge.
you okay with that recommendation?
Judge,
What do you want?
I did speak with Mr. Bora and he did disclose some information on probably why he's doing the drugs. And he provided documentation, medical documentation that from an illness that he is suffering from right now. That he was just released from the hospital last week. I would like to do a felony drug court referral. And I would like also for him to enroll in intensive outpatient treatment.
You
Unless
want to do
Judge-
felony drug court in custody or out of custody?
He just got a job, Judge.
Okay, where are you working?
Candlewood Suites downtown here.
All right, so what do you do there?
I'm front desk and I audit.
Okay, so I tell you what, based upon what probation is telling me, I can change my mind. I believe in communication. She's informing me that there are some medical issues. Plus, she's informing me that you just have employment, but you have got to stop using drugs. Otherwise, one or two things going to happen. It could be the last time you use, and somebody will have to identify your body, or you're going to end up in prison. You understand?
Yes.
All right, so this is what we'll do then. We'll do a referral to felony drug court. It'll be out of custody. Are you okay with me sending them an email, or would you
Yes,
send it?
Judge.
All right,
I was gonna reach out to felony drug court as well, but your emails always help. I would also like to point out that Mr. Bora has been reporting on time, so I don't have any doubt that he'd actually report for his appointment with felony drug court.
all right. So Mr. Bora, I'm not going to take you into custody today, but you need to make all of these appointments. You understand?
Sure.
And you should thank probation, because I was going to put you in custody, but I keep an open mind. When somebody tells me, hey, Judge, you didn't consider this, I will consider it. All right?
Yes, sure.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have you remain in the court, though, so that we can give you the contact information for felony drug court. And here's the thing, whenever you think about using, if it's Monday through Friday, we're here. You can always come in here instead of using and let me know, hey, I'm thinking about using. What should I do? I'll tell you, of course, to call your sober support person or get in touch with felony drug court. Don't just use and throw your hands up, because again, it could be the last time you use and you could end up having somebody identify your body. You understand?
Yes.
We don't want that. I want you to be successful on probation. So just have a seat. I'm going to send this email out and hopefully they'll have a space for you in felony drug court. Okay? All right. All right, I'm sending the email now. Okay. Okay. All right, Bashan, if you just have him wait here until I get the email back. All right. So, guys, I always do compliance hearings, and it's just to make sure that people are on track. I don't immediately issue motions to revoke unless there's a reason for it. And sometimes I'll make a decision on something and then I'll get more information about it and I'll change my mind. And I believe that you should always have an open mind and listen to everybody. So since probation told me what his issues were and I read the compliance hearing report, that's why I decided not for him to be in custody while we await that evaluation. Okay? All right, if you're returning that back to Bashan. All right, who's here on David Vargas? David Vargas? Thank you. Good morning, how's it going? Yeah. All right, are you ready to proceed?
Well, Your Honor. That one. Oh, there he is, Your Honor.
Yes.
What were you talking about, Your Honor? We're ready to do the pleas on the three we were hoping to do the sentencing at a later date.
All right, oh. And why are we doing sentencing at a later date?
So we can get everything together on it. It's gonna be contested sentencing.
Okay,
If you'd like us to do the pleas today, we're more than ready to do that.
all right. We will do the plea today and then we will set it for sentencing. Court is calling 2018 CR 5087, State of Texas versus David R. Vargas. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Michael Dwight wants me to defend.
Are you Mr. Vargas?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? You need to speak up?
Yes.
Are you the same David R. Vargas who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2018 CR 5087 for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on August 6, 2019 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 20th day of November, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, defendant David R. Vargas committed the offense of driving while intoxicated in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Not true.
Violated condition.
Oh, we're
number-
having a contested hearing?
Your Honor, the next two will carry.
Ah, okay.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 20th day of November, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, David R. Vargas, committed the offense of driving while license invalid in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 20th day of November, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, David R. Vargas, did then and there consume alcoholic beverages in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violations 1, the driving while license invalid, and violation number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 1 and 2?
Yes.
Then the court will find violations 1 and 2 true. And we will set this for my decision on, Norma, if you can set this the second week in April.
Judge, it's going to be contested on that date as to the driving while intoxicated.
Okay. Since it's going to be contested, Norma, put it the third week in April. All right, we're going to come back on April 15th. Happy tax day.
Under the judge portion.
All right, just give him a reset form and then he's excused. Bashan, on this case, April 15th. All right. And so contested hearings means that the state is going to bring in evidence. Yes, yes.
It's not gonna be contested on the fifteenth, Judge. I was confused. I'm sorry.
All right, so it's not contested.
It's gonna be for sentencing, Your Honor.
It's just for sentencing. All right, thank you. Matthew Hughes. Matthew Hughes, who's the attorney? Just have a seat. Sarah Wilson. Hello. All right. Good morning. All right, so was an offer tendered?
It was. My client informed me this morning that she no longer wants me to be her attorney. So I was just approaching on a withdrawal issue. The offer was tendered and refused.
All right, if you want another attorney, you'll have to hire one.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And I do have the paperwork already.
No, I mean, you'll have to hire an attorney. So have you hired an attorney?
I have to hire one. I can't just get another.
No.
And I do have one in mind.
No, you need to hire an attorney. You can't choose who you want to represent you if you're not paying for that attorney.
No, ma'am, I didn't say I wanted to choose. I just wanted another court-appointed lawyer.
No, court-appointed attorneys,
Yes.
this is your court-appointed attorney. If you want a different attorney, then you will have to retain or hire one. That's how it works.
I wasn't aware that that's how it worked. I thought we could just get another
No,
court-appointed.
No.
People do it all the time.
not in this court, they don't. All right, so we need a plea deadline date, Ms. Ferguson?
That's today. We're just set up for trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, need a jury trial date. This is an ag assault with a deadly weapon, 2 days. It's 2 days for trial. No, they already have that other case that's set. You think it's, all right, we'll put it on April 22nd. All right, April 22nd. That will be your jury trial date. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's here on Darianne De La Rosa? All right, come forward.
Jerry, yes, it's like Jerry and.
All right. Are y'all ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Court is calling 2023 CR 4230, State of Texas versus Darianne Renee De La Rosa. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Charles Gold, Your Honor.
Are you Ms. De La Rosa?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Darianne Renee De La Rosa who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 4230 for the offense of robbery on July 17, 2023 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, sir.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 56, on or about the 30th day of January 2024, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Darian Renee De La Rosa, presented there failed to comply with the rules and regulations or instructions of the Bexar County Supervision and Corrections Department. Duly diagnosed residential facility, and the defendant refuses to participate with the required program violation number 56.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of 56, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, sir.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 56?
Yes.
Court will find it true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
Yes.
It is to keep the individual on her probation and defer to deny the motion and alter and require her to attend safety.
Okay, why is she not going to DDRF? That's my question, because that's what I ordered.
The information that was received from DDR was she did not want to participate.
All right, so you can participate at the prison, but it's not going to be at safety. This is not Burger King. People do not get to have it their way. I ordered DDRF and you don't want to go there. So what's going to end up happening? You've been here before. The court is going to find you guilty. Now, how much prison time do y'all want to ask for?
Judge, a state. Maybe requesting 5 years, Your Honor.
I would ask for two, Judge. She's willing to go to safety. She wants to continue with drug court. We would ask that you reconsider and consider safety. We understand that's going to be 9 months long with aftercare. She's willing to do that.
Okay, this is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of 56 true. The court will find you guilty. There is to be no contact with Monica Tobias. Court is going to find you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison. Court will give you credit for any time served. Court will retain jurisdiction.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled, showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right. Because this is not a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal. And that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on probation. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. So Ms. De La Rosa, when you're sent to certain programs, I'm not just doing it because, hey, let's just do this for no reason whatsoever. There was a reason you were sent to that program. You do not get to write your own programs. If you could write your own program and be successful at it, you wouldn't be in court. You would be successful. All right, good luck to you. Jesse Arriaga. All right, on this case, we're here for discovery on a forensic interview.
And they are coming by today.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, we have an appointment for
Oh.
1:30.
All right, so were you able to tender an offer?
Not yet. I think they wanted to finish viewing it, and then once kind of we're all able to be more or less on the same page, Your Honor, at that point, we'd be willing to make an offer.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can you recall this in 3 weeks, please?
Thank you.
All right, we're going to come back on April 15th. On April 15th, the state will be prepared to make an offer.
Absolutely. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, may I ask, the bond hearing on Mr. Lozano, he has been brought out. Did we just put the file up there and?
Yes,
Do it
once the
online?
file is up
Okay.
here, then I'll take care of that. Joshua Patillo. All right. So the sanity evaluation was completed. Where are we?
Judge, I think that there's a couple of things. I believe that we probably need some sort of finding by the court, or I'm thinking that my client, I haven't discussed with him, but we may need a trial on the issue of the sanity. I know, it's just, well, that's one thing. I'm gonna set that aside. Most pressing thing is this morning, and I did receive the report, by the way, and I have reviewed it. I need to discuss further with my client the sanity issue. So I need some time, and again, because of his mental health issues, it takes me a little bit longer to have those conversations. The other thing is there's 2 large banker's boxes of his cases in discovery in in here in the courtroom. There are two large packets of what looks like additional discovery that did not look familiar to me. I don't think that the state is, given the voluminous amounts of discovery, I don't think that the state's going to be able to verify very easily what's been uploaded or not. And our solution that we discussed this morning is that I am going to provide them on Monday. I think is the soonest I could probably get it done with a hard drive so they can just put everything on there and for every one of his cases. And
Judge, the plan is I'm gonna look through the file, any disk, I'll upload it so that she can say, this is what's been uploaded. I'll also put the electronic discovery that we have so that she can see what's been uploaded already.
the problem is we both have separate numbers and identifiers for everything, so it's very difficult for us to sit down and go, oh, okay, you have this, you have that.
All right, so Norma, on this case, this is going to be set for a final discovery on April 30th. And before that time, with regards to the sanity issue, that needs to be sent to Judge Carruthers, and it needs to be heard before April 30th.
And Judge, I think that, Norma, if you could double check that I know that I am out for most of April, so I'm not sure if I'm back on the 30th.
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
thank
Judge.
you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Adolph Lopez.
Correct, Judge.
And everyone, the court is recessing exactly at noon, so you need to start moving with a purpose and a plan. All right, court is calling 2020 CR 8725, State of Texas versus Adolph Lopez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Will Brooks for the defendant, Mr. Lopez.
And are you Mr. Lopez?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Adolph Lopez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 8725 for the offense of obstruction or retaliation on January 26, 2022 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violating condition number 48, on or about the 22nd day of February 2024 in Rusk County, Texas. The defendant, Adolph Lopez, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the state contracted intermediate sanctioned facility in Henderson, Texas, in that the defendant was unsuccessfully discharged from the treatment program in violation of condition number 48.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Sure.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 48, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 48?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 48 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor, we're asking that you adjudicate the defendant guilty and sentence him to 2 years in prison.
All right, why should I sentence him to 2?
So, Judge, a couple of reasons. As far as Mr. Lopez goes, there's a period of time where he was incompetent in the state hospital for 8 months or so. He is on his meds at times and off his meds at times. I know that the charge itself is retaliation, and there's allegations that he's being not compliant with the staff there at ISF. He spent approximately 94 days there, so really finished off the program, Judge. I think his biggest threat is to himself, Judge, in spite of the charge, if that makes sense. He is someone that does suffer from mental health issues. He is competent to proceed today, but I think based on the court initially granting him deferred for 3 years, I think that smacks of the circumstances probably of the retaliation, the amount of time that he's been in custody. I think it's just would be a travesty to incarcerate him for longer as someone that suffers from mental health issues.
All right, so here's my concern. He's here for retaliation. And I know based upon the length of probation that he was given, it's retaliation, but there are mental health issues going on. My concern is that if I revoke him, because it seems like people are trying to head towards a judgment satisfied, he's going to end up with a judgment satisfied with no supervision whatsoever. He's just going to be out there roaming.
He has a plan in place, Judge.
What's the plan?
He's going to go live with his brother. I've asked him about how he's going to get his medications. He plans to go to Center for Healthcare Services to continue treatment. He takes Prozac. He's currently receiving that in custody. I do understand the court's concerns.
Would felony drug court accept him?
I don't know that there's any space at all right now, Judge. I can certainly talk to them. If the court's inclined to continue him, I think part of the problem is that he's just fed up with being incarcerated for so long at this point. He sat for ISF. Yeah, it's a process and it's difficult. Sometimes it's hard to work on your issues when you're confined like that. So if the court would consider giving him outpatient treatment, and I'm more than willing to talk to felony drug court.
All right, Ms. Abrams. On this case, Mr. Lopez, what are you all suggesting or recommending? It appears that they may be tired of working with you. And have they addressed some sort of plan about what he's to do with his rest of his life? Because then we'll have somebody who's out in the free world with no supervision, and he has these mental health issues.
Yeah, but if I could get just a couple of minutes to look over the case.
Okay. All right, just have a seat and we'll see where we are. And I don't know if you want to call them and see if they can take him.
I just had somebody FDA this morning that was supposed to sign a packet, so I'm
Yeah.
probably.
And but don't let him leapfrog, Mr. I think I sent another person over there to Borja, who's sitting right here in court. Oh, you're here. Maybe you can talk to him about the program. Look at me, just making stuff happen. Oh, let me see. Oh, yes, I did. They're going to screen him ASAP. So I'm going to forward this to you, Ms. Abrams. And if you can see where they want him to meet them. Good morning. Sure.
I just got a motion to travel, status unopposed.
Oh, just give it to them. Juan de Jesus. Oh my gosh, this is bad. Norma, we're gonna reset Mr. De Jesus. When do you want to bring him back? And it's probably need to be. Yes, we can. Deputy Laura, would you let Mr. De Jesus know that his attorney can't be present for medical reasons? Everyone, De Jesus, Juan Carlos De Jesus, it's being reset for April 22nd. The attorney broke several ribs.
Ron,
Yes.
what did you do with the bond reduction paperwork that I gave you yesterday?
Who is this for?
This was for Laquisha Cyphers.
Oh, it should be in the back. Yes, they should have it. Jesus Lopez. Court is calling 2023 CR 8930, State of Texas versus Jesus Lopez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Spark of the state and Judge, I believe that you're gonna have to set this for contested. Defense wanted to provide some documentation to the state regarding one of the violations.
Yes, Judge, this case was transferred to Nueces County and the violations allegedly occurred down there. And I need to get some medical records. He missed an appointment because he was sick. And I need to get my hands on those.
All right, the motion has allegations of possession or purchase of tobacco.
He apparently has a lawyer down there. I don't know anything about those cases other than what the charges are.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this in 3 weeks for a contested. And it's Jesus Lopez.
And I understand, Judge, he doesn't have a bond set. I need to file a written motion. Is that?
Yes.
Then I'll do that.
All right, we'll come back on April 16th for a contested hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who's here on Keith Hunt? All right, so did he make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Because I had issued a judge's warrant and remanded him without bond. So who gave him a bond?
I think this was the date I was not here, because I was on trial. And so someone stepped in, don't recall who it was. Approached the court said bond, we'll make bond. And then it was set for, I think, a week and a half ago, because you were on trial. It was reset for today. So he's currently on bond. He has no warrants.
No, the reason why I set a judge's warrant with no bond is because there was a violation order of a no contact order. And if there's a violation of a no contact order, I would not then set a bond.
Well, I don't have, I was on trial in another court. The case was set that day. I actually tried to get it reset, but it wasn't able to. So he came, he was taken into custody. And then someone, I don't have the name, but you asked someone to stand in for me at that point. And they, I think it was from legal aid. And they got a bond, requested a bond from the court set a bond. And then he bonded out the next day. And it was set for today.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
We should be in good order, Your Honor.
Did you tender an offer?
We have tendered an offer.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this in 2 weeks for a plea deadline date. And do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
There's to be no contact with the complainant. You don't call the complainant. You don't ask the complainant how they're doing. You don't send a birthday card. You don't send a thinking of you card. None of that. You don't say, hey, let's get back together. That relationship is over. If you have contact with that complainant, what's going to end up happening, I'm going to keep an open mind. And you have the potential of having your case heard while you're in custody. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what date? All right, April 8th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
So Your Honors, I have like 10 cases set April 8th. Could we do it April 9th?
All right,
April 8th is Monday. And so
let me see. Norma, put it for April 1st. All right, your plea deadline date is April 1st.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
You're
Judge.
welcome. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, who's here on John Meyer?
I have, Your Honor. Come on up, Ms. Meyer.
Yes.
Where do I stand? Oh, on this side.
All right, what's happening on this case? What are you asking for?
Your Honor, we're ready on Monday. I think Mr. Wilkins is too. We just wanted to get an idea of I'll let Hank explain.
Judge, we're set for a sentencing on Monday, and I think we were trying to figure out, do you want us, is that at 9 on Monday, and is that, I'm planning on bringing witnesses.
How many witnesses?
4 witnesses.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, this is set on Monday. They're gonna have witnesses. Can we do this in the afternoon? All right, just speak to Ms. Ferguson because he's not on the docket today, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
All right, so if you speak to her, but we'll keep it on the same day. She'll just give you a time.
And if we do that, is it okay? Remember, Mr.
He can
Baird,
appear
is it-
by Zoom if he wants to appear by Zoom.
He'll
the
want to
attorney.
He'll want to be here also, but
Yes.
just want to make sure what, I'll get him here whenever we're set, right?
Yes,
1:30.
1:30.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, who is here on, are you already on Adolph Lopez or not? All right, thank you. Is the attorney here for Matthew Hughes?
Yes. Come on up, Mr. Hughes.
All right, where are we on discovery? It's Matthew Hughes.
Yes.
Have you received all the discovery?
Yes, ma'am.
No, I mean, have you received all the discovery?
Everything that's on e-discovery, I have access to. If there's anything outside of that, then I'm not sure.
All right, State, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
I'm 25, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Can you recall this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date, please? All right, your plea deadline date is going to be April 15th. On that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, see you then. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you.
Still want.
All right, who's here on Edward Garcia?
That is me, Your Honor. Eric Holt. Great.
Yes, come forward. Court is calling 2020 CR 4575, State of Texas versus Edward Garcia Jr. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Eric Walt, representing Mr. Edward Garcia.
And are you Mr. Edward Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and First Amended Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Edward Garcia Jr. who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 4575 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on February 22nd, 2021 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 15th day of February 2024 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Edward Garcia Jr., committed the offense of evade arrest or detention in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Sure, Your Honor.
State,
Oh, sorry, Judge. The state waives all the other violations alleged in the motion.
any objection?
No objection from.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you adjudicate the defendant guilty, revoke the defendant and sentence him to 4 years in the prison.
And what's happening with the number 1?
He's gonna go plea to the number 1 because it's evading, Judge.
All right, defense, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
We are.
Mr. Garcia, are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, probation, is that your recommendation, revocation?
Your Honor, probation's recommendation is for state ISF cognitive track, followed by supervision by the ISP unit.
All right.
Or, sorry.
All right, Mr. Garcia, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Edward Garcia Jr.
All right, why have you not been successful on probation? What's going on in your life?
I have been struggling with finance and transport.
I don't know, so you can strike the finance part out of it because that doesn't mean that you pick up new cases. Financing has nothing to do with you committing a new offense. So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Trying to get off probation, yeah.
No, I mean, you're gonna get off of probation. I'm gonna revoke you. I'm just trying to figure out what are your plans so the citizens of Bear County don't see you back here again committing a new offense. So what's your plan for your future?
Just finding a successful job and staying out of trouble.
All right. And the court notes that this is not your first motion to revoke with this court. All right, the court is going to find you guilty. Court is going to not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 4 years in prison. And was there any restitution in this to the clerk? This file doesn't have his affidavit of admonishments in it.
I apologize. For that for you in the file.
All right, I'll give you credit for any time served.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, I can see restitution for lab fees.
All right, did you pay your laboratory fees?
No, ma'am.
All right, do we have an amount in the file?
$60.
All right, restitution of $60, and who would that be to? Right, who would the restitution be to?
According to what we have here, I believe it's SAP.
All right, there's to be restitution of $60 to SAPD for laboratory testing.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Did he ever do ISF or no?
Well, did you ever the ISF Applewhite?
Did he successfully complete that or no?
It was unsatisfactory for ISF, but he did also attend SATF and safety.
All right, well, did he successfully complete SafeP?
Yes, Judge, I believe so.
All right, I'll give him credit for any time for SafeP, but I'm not giving you credit for ISF because it shows that you didn't successfully complete that.
Yes, ma'am.
So credit for any time and SafeP. All right,
Judge, can we have the defendant taken down to county court 6 to the plea there?
you need to talk to the deputies. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
All right, just one moment before he leaves. What room are we in, Diana? Okay, just one moment. Yeah, I'm just And you know what? It's not opening for me. Oh, wait a minute. I'm in there. Just 1 second. I wanted to make sure that I told him about his gun violation because I was trying to do 3 things at once. Oh, not to have any possession of any weapons. All right. I see, according to the records, I told you about that. All right. Here's the thing. You're going to have to change your life. Otherwise, you're going to be in and out of somebody's prison and in and out of somebody's jail. If you don't want that to be your life, then you're going to have to change. If you have an issue with drugs, alcohol, whatever it may be, there are plenty of programs that can help you with that. Otherwise, you're going to wake up because time passes by quickly and half of your life is going to be gone. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. May I be excused?
Yes. Sure. Just give me 1 moment. Jacob Bruno. I'll take that up next after this. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 7267 and 2022 CR 8044, State of Texas versus Tyrone Laird. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Judge, that's.
That's the next one. I'm Tyrone Laird.
Oh, my gosh, I thought it was the same one. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to slow the train down. Ah, okay. Court is calling 2023 CR 7267, State of Texas versus Jacob Roland Bruno. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Todd Coronado.
And are you Jacob Roland Bruno?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Could I have a file stamp, please? Motion to revoke. All right, are you the same Jacob Roland Bruno who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 7267 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on August 31st, 2023 for a period of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, violated condition number 4, in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Jacob Roland Bruno did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed in the months of October and November 2023. Violation condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor, and that is to continue the individual's probation, amend the conditions for intensive outpatient treatment program, monthly UAs, and documented sober support meetings and more recognition.
More recognition theory, MRT. Yeah.
Thank you.
That is agreement, Your Honor.
All right, why should I follow this agreement? He hasn't shown up.
I was.
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jacob Bruno.
Where have you been?
I was working in Austin when all this happened. I called my probation officer and let her know I was out there before I even left. So that's
Well, you
why.
can leave places without permission when you're on probation. Otherwise, you're just doing your own thing. You're not on probation.
But then they switched me to a different probation officer, so. Yeah, and I was homeless at the time too.
So probation? Mr. Bruno,
Mhm.
he left the county without my permission. What is the recommendation?
Have the opportunity while being evaluation.
Mhm.
And that is what the evaluation notated I would probably add a weekly reporting for 60 days.
Okay. How long have you been at the jail?
I think about 6 weeks.
All right, this is what the court will do. The court will deny the motion, alter the main conditions to include intensive outpatient treatment with probation. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And there's going to be GPS for 60 days. And that'll be partial for work. Probation, does he need anything else? How old are you?
41.
All right, MRT is basically to teach you right from wrong. Do you know right from wrong?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know you're supposed to report?
Yes,
You're not to leave this county without the court's permission. Do you understand?
I understand.
Do you need help with knowing what's right from wrong?
No.
All right, then you had better start doing right. That's my MRT program for you.
Probation does not know if he's currently still working with the company in Austin.
Oh, no, he's going to remain in Bear County. You're going to remain in Bear County. That's where your probation is. You are not to leave. Well, Superman doesn't wear glasses, but Clark Kent does.
Yes.
All right, so you are not allowed to leave Bear County without the court's permission. Do you understand? All right. All right, good luck to you. Do not come back here for this.
Thank you.
Maybe excuse you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. The motion to revoke I gave you, you hand that back to me? All right, thank you. All right, this goes in another file. All right, do you guys want to discuss Lopez now? All right, everyone, we're going to take a brief break. And it will be 5 minutes. So do not leave because we are still recessing at 12. All right. Oh, everyone, please be seated. Daniel Ramirez, come forward.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
So what is happening on this case?
Your Honor, the state has made an offer on the case to us today that I think would get rid of the case. It looks like we might enter into it. However, Mr. Joe Holscher is Mr. Ramirez's attorney of record. He got tied up in a civil matter this morning, asked me to cover it. This said, the offer has been relayed. However, I would like him to be able to speak with Mr. Holscher before he signs into any agreement.
All right, so
If you get a short.
unless that's civil and juvenile, this takes precedent. So I'm going to recall this. Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this next week for a plea deadline date? All right, we're going to come back on March 26th. That's going to be your plea deadline date.
Thanks, Your
Good seeing you.
No,
Have a good one.
I think that's perfect. That'll just give me enough time to go over with him, with Joe.
All
Thanks, Your Honor.
right. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Do I still report?
Tyrone Laird.
President Road, Your Honor.
Thank you.
That's in the negotiated settlement now.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 8044, State of Texas versus Tyrone Laird. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Anton Hike for Mr. Laird.
Are you Tyrone Laird?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Tyrone Laird who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 8044 for the offense of felony in possession of a firearm on January 9, 2023 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 16th day of August 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Tyrone LaRue Laird committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 16th day of August 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Tyrone LaRue Laird committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 16th day of May 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Tyrone LaRue Laird did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely methamphetamines, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 16th day of May 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Tyrone LaRue Laird did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely opiates, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
No
objection
to that, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 1, 1, 2, and 2, court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 7 years in prison?
7.
Yes.
7 was
6.
No, your underline is 7 years.
On the motion, it says 6.
No, he's on probation for 6 years, but his underline is 7 years. So, no, did you understand that the court could sentence you to up to 7 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 1, 1, 2, and 2? Court will find 1, 1, 2, and 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you revoke the defendant's probation and sentence him to 6 years in prison. We're going to take into consideration cause number 2023 CR 10793A.
All right. Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, sir.
All right, with regards to 2023 CR 10793A, that's the possession case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the amount alleged to be?
It's a 4 to 200 case, Judge,
Ah,
and the amount,
I think the amount was about 10 grams total.
okay.
And it's some marijuana, I'm sorry.
So how many grams is it alleged to be?
It's 10 grams of meth, Robert, 1 gram of cocaine and less than gram of methamphetamine.
Are you asking the court to follow your agreement? Are you waiving your right to appeal? All right, the court is going to follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served.
Details any figure the times of this case.
Just one moment. Was there any restitution? Okay. All right, then the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And the court is taking into consideration 2023 CR 10793A. We can go off the record. Mr. Laird, you're going to have to change your ways, right? I know you have a drug problem. I don't know if the drug case that you're charged with was related to your drug problem or not. Sometimes it is. But if you continue the way you're going, what's going to end up happening is the last time you use may be the last time you use. So while you're in prison, you need to work on yourself and figure out why you keep using and how to stay clean and sober and how to live your life within the rules. Because otherwise you may end up living your life at the prison. You understand? Don't become institutionalized. Good luck to you. You're welcome. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Who's here on Michael Ugoy?
Hello, this is Glenn.
And Judge, we do have two very short witnesses.
All right.
The prosecutor went to check on something.
All right. So if y'all sit back, we'll call you right back up.
Thank you.
Who is here on Jose Lozano?
Mr. Lozano.
Just one moment. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to pull up the PSI report. All right, was a PSI done on this case?
It's pending, Judge.
Ah,
Set for 17 April.
okay, so why we're here?
You suggested at the conclusion of our trial that you would consider his bond situation at a 17 April.
Okay,
Because you remanded him on the day of the
yes.
verdict. Obviously.
All right, do y'all have witnesses?
We don't have any witnesses.
All right, then that means that a bond needs to be set without witnesses. What we'll do is Norma, can you see if Judge Nahara is available to hear a bond, to set a bond on Mr. Lozano? If he's not able to do it, I, of course, will do it. So just have a seat. We're going to make sure it happens today.
Thank you.
Christian Segovia.
Come on up, Mr. Savoya.
Court is calling 2023 CR 0292, State of Texas versus Christian Angel Segovia. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Gearhead, Your Honor.
Defense?
Bridget Gossip for defense.
And are you Mr. Segovia? Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review those with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you saying Christian Segovia, who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 0292 for the offense of aggravated robbery on May 4th, 2023 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violate condition number 1 on or about the 18th day of January 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Christian Angel Segovia committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance relating to 1 in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
General waiver made violation.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1? Court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? You need to speak up. Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
It is not an agreement, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
States requesting revocation, Your Honor.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're asking the court to follow the recommendation of the probation department. The probation department is recommending. Give me a moment, Judge. The probation department is recommending to amend the conditions for state ISF, a cognitive track, biweekly drug testing for 60 days upon his release, and ZT probation.
All right, I don't do zero tolerance probation really because this is zero tolerance. This is your first motion to revoke. You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Christian Angel Segovia.
All right, you're going to need to speak up and speak clearly.
Christian Angel Segovia.
All right, why are you not successful on probation out of this court? No. Let's backtrack. So they're saying you picked up a possession case. I'm able to see everything in the motion to revoke, not considering it, but I'm only considering what the state is going on. So I'm trying to make a determination of whether or not you should be going to prison for life or 5 to 99 years up to life. You understand? So what is going on with your life and why can't you complete this probation successfully?
I'm struggling with money and I'm struggling with to live. Struggling to take care of my family that I have.
Well,
I need help though.
here's the thing, a lot of people struggle. A lot of people have issues with their finances. If your problem is a money problem, I'm going to tell you what my mom always tells all of us and what her mom told her. If you have a problem that money can solve, that's not a real problem. A real problem is when you have a problem and money can't solve it. For example, just a hypothetical. If you have cancer and the doctor tells you it's terminal and you say, I have $2 million, will that help? And they say no. That's a problem that money can't solve. You understand? So you saying that you have a money problem, that's not a real problem. It's not a problem that should cause you to pick up a new offense. How old are you?
No.
Do you want to go to prison and spend your life in prison?
No.
Then you had better get your life together. I see that probation is recommending the ISF track. I'm going to give you a choice because I don't think the ISF track is enough for you. They're saying that you have not reported. They said that they've tried to do field visits at your home and you were not there. So that tells me there are some major issues with you.
Judge, if I may.
Yes.
Part of the issue with Mr. Segovia is that he's homeless. He became homeless, compounding the fact that he has a drug issue. He's asking the court, he's begging the court for help. He admits that he has a drug problem. Because of this drug problem, he obviously committed a new offense. He's not hiding it. He didn't deny it. He's here before you asking for help. He's 22 years old. I think he deserves an opportunity to get some type of inpatient treatment before sending him to TDC and saying goodbye, see you later, figure out in TDC.
I mean, I'm gonna give him a choice, but your choice is not gonna be ISF. Your choice is either gonna be SafeP or either you're going to prison. SafeP is a treatment program, but it's at the prison, but you're not in general population with other prisoners. So your choice is either you're doing SafeP for your drug issues or either you're going to prison. Which do you choose?
SafeP.
All right, I'm going to deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include SafeP and probation. I don't believe drug court is going to accept him because of the nature of his charges, but I'm going to ask for felony drug court as well. You can, counsel, if you want to talk to felony drug court and explain to him why this may or may not be a good fit for him. And then we're going to do, once he's released, I am going to want field visits. 1 time per month until further notice. And the UA hotline. And he's to remain in custody until transferred to SafeP or felony drug court. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, so when the time gets long at the jail, because you're waiting for transfer to SafeP, and you want to come back to the court and say, I've been at the jail for 3 weeks, just remember that you were begging me for help and you could have ended up going to prison for up to life. You understand? Off the record, here on out, everything that you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could potentially result in me going to prison for life? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. And everybody knows